Hello, hello, hello. So I was just watching football, and I was also, the season has ended now, and I was playing FIFA as I do, and I started wondering, uh, because I was losing, why is a loss 0 points, um, and why is why is a draw 1 point, and why is a win 3 points in the Premier League or in any football season really, like globally, worldwide. Um, like, what is the history behind that, and what would it look like if a win was 2 points and not 3 points? Would Arsenal have still won the league this season? Um, I guess I don't know. I kind of want to do this investigation because the concept of this point is very abstract. Someone at some point in time created this system, and whether it's random or not, I don't know, but 3 for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. Most people, I would say, don't give it too much thought, and I didn't really, and unless I was playing FIFA. And I kind of wanted to simulate this. And I wanted to delve into these scenarios and see what pops out. I mean, maybe this is, part of my United urge to not have Arsenal win the season after 22 years. But in all fairness, they played very well and they deserve it. So props to them. Um. Anyways, let's continue with the investigation. So before I get into the brunt of the research, or like the investigation or simulation, whatever you want to call it, I want to put a disclaimer that I already attempted this video before, and it was kind of successful, I guess. But there were a lot of hiccups where I paused. I kind of had to go back. I had to fix something, and I had to be like, oh, how do I do this? Learn it myself, and then go back. And a lot of it was silent. So what I decided to do was, you know what, I will explain what I did in that video, and then start from that point onwards instead of playing that whole video. So essentially, to simulate those kind of scenarios where it's like 2 points for winners, hopefully Man United wins, and those 2 points, we need to have some sort of an idea of, um, in this season, Arsenal or some team X won Y number of games and drew Z number of games and lost, I don't know, C number of games. And we need to get that data from somewhere, right? And that somewhere would be an API. It would be a Premier League Sports API. And what I did was I was like, okay, you know what? Let's pull in all of this data. So I wrote the code for it. I brought it down, and it was a lot of tinkering, and I left most of the building the interface to interact with the API to Claude. I pulled the database to my Mac, or like these files that contain the data. These are some JSON files. Essentially, what this data is it's just like in game week, some game week, um, a team or a specific team in the Premier League, only looking at Premier League, has these many points, wins, draws, losses, goal difference, in a specific season, right? So it kind of, we have a database full of those data points. So, for example, if I were to show you something, unless I've already quit it, which I haven't, if we take a look at this, this is I'm just asking AI, and I have this database, right? This database contains some data, and I just gave it some extra jargon that we don't really care about. But it did a little bit of an exploration. It said, okay, what does the table look like? What kind of data is in the table? And then it tries to find like Manchester teams, and because what I asked it was, can you use the tool to pull up the data for Manchester United in game week 14 in the 2024 to 25 season? And then it tried to do it, didn't work, and then it realized that the database looks like this. So then, and they also realized that there's 38 game weeks. So once it figured that out, it wrote a successful query where it found that here's the data for Man United in game week 14 of 2024 to 2025 season. So this is essentially it. So now what I want to do is I kind of want to interact with the AI in order to simulate this, or see what would actually happen if that were to, if the point system were to change. So let's ask AI to see if there's like a nice way of doing this. So we can say, hey, so I want to be able to simulate a scenario where for the 2025 to 2026 season, we pretend that winning gives us 2 points, drawing gives us 1 point, and losing gives the team 0 points. I want to use this to compute a new database, a new SQLite database, which takes this scenario as scenario 1 and then proceeds to calculate the points for each of these data points based on this scenario and based on the wins, draws, and losses up to that point. Does that make sense? Ask me any questions until we come to a common understanding. So it's going to write that down now. I'm just going to move myself up because it's probably better to see it up there. Okay, let's ask AI. This is part, it's thinking, it's a great idea. Let me make sure I understand correctly before I start building. Here's what I think you're asking. So existing Premier League database with team stats, stable seasons, recalculate points using win equals 2 points, draw equals 1 point, loss equals cumulative for each game week. The point should be the running total of win times 2 based on output. And so these are the questions it asks. Now I want to answer them. Which seasons? 2025. Let's say all seasons actually. Yeah. While it's doing that, might as well. Oops. All seasons. Positions, or it also has position and goal difference. Recalculate the positions based on the new data. Should the new database have the exact same table structure? This is an extra column for scenario name. Exact same table structure for scenarios 2, 3. You said scenario 1. Does this imply you want more scoring scenarios, or is it just a naming convention for now? I do want more scenarios, so I want one more scenario, which is, what if the win equals 4, draw equals 1, and loss equals 0? So does this increase the incentive? I don't know. Let's does it change anything? Let's see. There we go. Ask me any other questions you have, if any. I'm just gonna add that in. It's gonna so now it is kind of like I've got a trust policy in Pi, so it just kind of stops it before it executes. So let me take a look at the data, how positions work, then I'll build an agent. Okay, so what it's trying to do here is it's selecting everything where this is the season and game week 14 order by position. Okay, and now it's looking at the number of total rows and distinct seasons or game weeks from the database. So let's try that as well. So there's total rows to 80 and 114 is basically, I'm guessing, 3 times 38. Okay, it's writing a little script. Simulate scenarios. Okay, this is exactly I don't want to think about all the script. Let's pretend it works. If we simulate the scenario, does it? Python command not found. Use Python 3. Oh, actually, it does have a virtual environment, so that works. Yep. Scenario 1, scenario 2. Okay. Oh my god, what is happening? Sure. I think that's a bug that I need to fix with this whole trust policy extension. Okay. So interesting. I'm not sure if it calculated correctly, to be honest. Here are the top at game week 14. It's saying that in scenario 1, decision recount using a TR points, goals, different goals for team name. You can query it just like the original. Okay. Okay, instead of telling me the queries, can you set up a quick server that will allow us to visualize the changes in scenario normal, scenario 1, scenario 2, as each game week progresses. Use Tailwind classes, be minimal, and then I just want to give it a little skill so that it's called front-end design skill that I really do like. If I copy that, use the following skill. Did not copy it. Now I copied it. Use that one. Will it be minimal? Use the following skill. Skill. You should create a Python server that interacts with the different databases and a HTML file that retrieves the request from the Python server. Okay, let's see. The most boring scenario in all of this is literally nothing changes. Like, genuinely. Oh, Yes. Allow it. Not covered by trust policy. The CD not being trusted is quite funny. Should be trusted. Can we not use fast API? Use fast API. What is it using there? Just basic HTTP server. Okay, whatever works. Right. I'm not too bothered. Not too bothered about the internals right now because this is not production. Okay. Now it's writing the index.html. It is not using Tailwind. It is making the CSS itself. Once again, I don't mind as long as it works, but I highly doubt this will, considering that we're not using Claude or any of the frontier models. Let's see. Okay, now I'm guessing it will start the server. Now we can take a look. Yep, there we go. That doesn't actually, I mean, okay, it does. It does. The server's running. What is it trying to do? Let me test the table API endpoint too. Sure. Okay. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Yeah, see, I mean, I think this investigation was a little bit of a dud. This is what I want to see. Perfecto. Experiment point systems. Okay, let's zoom in on this a little bit more. I do wish the font that you used was a bit better, but okay. So in game week 1, I kind of just want to compare. First of all, 2025 to 2026, whether it's accurate. Premier League table. Premier League table is okay. So we have. Let's copy this to our clipboard so we can verify. Scroll down a little bit. Clipboard. Oh my god. Can I not zoom in a little bit more? Let's just. So Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford. Liverpool, Bournemouth, Sunderland. 2025. This is 2025, right? Brentford. I don't think the API data is accurate. Unless I'm missing something. Sunderland. Who's after Chelsea? Fulham, Newcastle. There is no Sunderland. Newcastle United. It feels right, but it's like there's random teams that are not even in the Premier League. I think what's happened is, I'm not sure actually. Um, Table. We got the Coventry. Yeah, it's not even like these are not even the teams that are coming up. So I don't know. Anyways, so uh, is anything fundamentally different? This looks different, right? Now I'm realizing, why did I not just ask Claude from the very start? I have a question. Um, there you go. Okay, fetching sports data. Damn. The Formula One. Ah, I see. So it does. It does. So I am right. There is a difference. So it's kind of the ratio of how often you draw, how often you win, and how often you lose. So the win is regarded as much higher in terms of points compared to a draw. So like, why is it 3? Now it's like on the other side. That makes sense. Is if it's a win, it's kind of like you might as well draw 2 games instead of winning 1 game, right? If you're tired. And tactically that does look very different. So, this is where it gets. Apparently, I didn't realize you couldn't see it, but under the 2 points for a system, Arsenal would still win, but the gap closes significantly. Arsenal still win comfortably, 59 versus 55 for City. And this is where it gets historically interesting. The 3 points for a win rule was introduced in 45, 94, 95, specifically to incentivize attacking play. That makes sense. Before that, it was 2 points. The most famous case where it would have changed things. 88 to 89, there was Arsenal. Arsenal won the title and goal difference on the last day. Under any point system that season, the result was the same. It was that died. Oh my god. More dramatically, in the 98-99 treble season, they won the league by a point from Arsenal. Under 2-point rules, United had 22 wins and 13 draws. Arsenal had 12 wins, 56. United still won, but only just. Oh my god. 2 points for a win benefits draw-heavy teams and compresses the table. Dominant win-heavy sides like Peak City under Guardiola would see their leads shrink the most, while a team that. Okay. Interesting. What if we did that? Did the reverse and went with another scenario where winning gets you 4 points, losing gets you 1 point, and drawing gets you 1 point and losing gets you 0 points. What would the Premier League table look like then? Let's see. So now it's like slide heavy table are favoured a lot more. Rewarding winners more generously. Crunching alternate point system, great. Did it very quickly as well. I like this fetching sports data. I kind of want to see where it got the data from. Language, league, EPL. Easy enough to calculate. Same data, new formula. Okay, made a whole new UI component for it. New formula wins times 4. Here's a recalculated table until the 4-point win system. The order stays surprisingly similar, but the gaps widen dramatically for win-heavy teams. So the gap widens to 10 points. So position change, Fulham go up by 5 because they won a lot more than I guess people. Bournemouth who drew, and why is Sunderland here? Am I absolutely bugging? Oh, Sunderland is there. I was bugging. Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham. West Ham's also relegated. I love how it doesn't say relegated on West Ham there. Arsenal win more convincingly. Bournemouth get hammered. Their draw heavy record was a strength. Fulham rocket up 15 table compresses weirdly in the middle between several teams are within a few points each other because of draws. It would incentivize attacking football even more aggressively than the current system, which was literally the reason 3 points was in. Teams that settle for draws get punished harder. Interesting. So technically we'd see way more dynamic football if this was introduced. But anyways, that's our investigation done for today. Next time I'll note to just, potentially we could just ask Claude. It does have the answers for us, and it's a thought experiment that we can go back and forth with. So for now, ciao, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.